CoN Artists looks like they've got a couple players that actually played in the amateur league last season, Colonel Wong and Checkers, who I pronounced his name wrong for most of the season, if you remember. So it is Checkers, not Checkers. But yeah, not sure what to expect. We're 22 minutes late, apologies for that. But we had some confusion as to who was supposed to be moderating this game, so... But now we're back, so hopefully we get some good games and we all forget about these delays.
We can call him whatever we want. Be real.
How much gear are you?
Hello. I'll mute myself again.
Oh god. Oh, are we ready? Hopefully
Sorry,
both the teams are ready.
waiting for
No problem, man. I don't know why there's another random guy in queue.
Oh.
I don't know who this guy is, but 3:52 a.m. Oh, is it 3:52 a.m. where you are, Uncle Terry? What the hell? Damn. Okay, anyway, we're going to be going on to Ilios as our first map. And, once again, we'll learn how these teams play. We'll learn what roles they play, because I have no idea. No one's giving me a team list. But at least I know Colonel Wong will be a DPS player. And Checkers will be a support.
Remind me to give you that cheat later.
That would be great. I'm just kidding. You gave me that sheet. Anyway, I'll learn at the end of this game. So either way, I'll be all. I think there's more than 4 teams in the league that hurt. I think. Anyway, we're on to Ilios. Our first map will be actually I don't even know the name. It's Lighthouse. My bad. It's Lighthouse. And looks like on the side of FoulPlay, we're going to be having that pharmacy. And on the side of CoN Artists, we're going to be having a more ground-based composition with the McCree coming in and the D.Va and Winston as well. So a little bit divey with D.Va, Winston, Genji, the McCree as well in the back line, probably getting that damage boost from the Mercy, trying to click some heads. As we begin our first map, both teams are going to be starting to make their way into that pagoda in the middle of the point. Missiles are coming out right now for the D.Va Frost, as the Colonel Wong has actually dived in quite deep on that Winston, but he manages to get back out. The dash comes through from King Luffy, but Kruth D-Mex Heeman and Royal Eskimo getting a triple kill actually out of nowhere. This Zenyatta cannot be dived, and Leftovers finishing off Soulgloss as well. And the first cap will definitely go to FoulPlay here, with some nice plays there from that Zenyatta. Just completely out of nowhere. Got dived on, killed 3 members by himself. Insane. Yep. We see them, they're going to set up on this high ground with Cassowary and Master Eye. And the aggressive dive there by Cassowary into the back line, with D.Va Matrix shielding him from most of the damage, but he has to back away now. Master Eye actually gets flashbang, but he doesn't get taken out. The Transcendence also committed for FoulPlay. And Leftovers getting a nice kill onto Kruth. That should open the fight up. I don't think he will be res. Checkers is very, very close to that Valkyrie. Checkers, sorry. And the Primal Rage is committed there by Cassowary. And that'll be the end of this team fight arc, finishing off that last kill on Checkers. But he will have Valkyrie for the next fight. Masarai also very, very close to his own Valkyrie. But the ult economy is in favor of CoN Artists here, as they have 4 ults available. King Fluffy, sorry, also almost up to that Dragon Blade. They're going to open up with the Self-Destruct. Doesn't get anything, but Arc meanwhile in the back line getting the kill onto Cruz. And Royal Eskimo following up with a kill onto Kellen Wong, but the Valkyries are committed. The double kill on the Deadeye for Kruth. And although there are some kills on the backside of the fight from Royal Eskimo and Ark, point control has been given over to CoN Artists. And they do manage to flip the point. Only 82% accumulated for foul play there on that first round of, well, the first capture. I guess there's a pause. We need a pause. We need a pause. Mods, we need a pause. Pause. Thank you. We got there eventually. But yeah, some clinical play being shown. Of course, that first attack we saw reaction speed. First attack we saw Royal Eskimo just carrying that with the triple kill, but clutch Deadeye there by Kruth. I think together with the damage boost from the Mercy meant that that fight was completely opened up, and they managed to flip over the point control. But coming into the next fight, there's 3 ults available as you see on your screen for foul play, so they do have the tools they need. All important double support ultimates also available. So they do have an advantage here coming into this next fight. They're able to use the Transcendence to keep everyone alive, or get that chain healing and chain damage boost going, and the reses with that Valkyrie. So we should expect possibly that they will be able to flip the point once we sort out whatever issue we're having. And still no idea what the issue actually is. It might be some latency from one of the players. Okay, looks like they're ready now. So we're going to head right back into the game. 22% and counting is the cap meter for CoN Artists right now. And they will be trying to defend this point. See the members of foul play trying to make their way onto it. Trying to find an opening. The dive does come through from Cassowary and Heeman onto Colonel Wong, but he manages to back away. He's taken down to half health. He's going very low. The Primal Rage is committed, as is the Transcendence from Royal Eskimo here to counter it. And still no picks from either side. Colonel Wong is gone aggressive again. The Discord Orb is probably going to go onto him. No, he manages to jump out. He's very, very low. Checkers healing him up. The self-destruct comes through to zone everyone off, but they've already dived onto the members of CoN Artists, as we see King Luffy actually getting the D-Mech and the kill onto Royal Eskimo, deflecting that barrage into Leftovers' face. That was brilliantly played there, and Arch getting a pulse bomb onto King Fluffy, sorry, at the end. And the fight has swung the way of foul play, and they managed to get back control of the point. Master Rai using that Valkyrie there in the midst of it really changed things. And we see the point is creeping slowly up to 99. It's now on 99. Overtime has been triggered as the members of foul play are trying to get back onto the point. Deadeye does get arced, but he's rezzed up, as Soundberry was also committed still into overtime. Primal Rage out now for Cassowary. He's trying to get Frost out of the mech. He commits that self-destruct. And Ark, meanwhile, in the backline, taking out Kruth. There's a definite man advantage right now for foul play. Frost, the last person left on the point, and they managed to cap it. So, foul play taking the first map of Ilios. And it was pretty close in the end. Both teams getting significant percentage on the cap meter. We're going to be on Ruins now for our second round. Well, on to Ruins now, and of course, as we look at the team compositions coming through, looks like CoN Artists are going to be playing that Widowmaker, and this is something I I hoped we would see a bit more of in our previous match. We didn't really see it, especially when we got onto Ilios Ruins, but Widowmaker is very, very good on this map. And actually both teams are going to be running the Widowmaker. So the only difference really, Frost is going to be running the Roadhog, another hero as I explained in that previous match, that has been gaining in popularity as both teams are now diving onto that high ground, trying to get an advantage. And Ark takes out the Mercy. Kruth following up with the kill onto Royal Eskimo, but Masarai immediately reses him up, and the advantage is definitely on foul play right now, as they have a Mercy and the enemy team does not. Frost trying to do what he can. He gets the hook onto Cassowary, but Cassowary is healed up and he has to back away. And Kruth actually getting a very nice headshot late onto him, and he gets another one onto Ark, winning that Widow duel. Cassowary immediately following up with a dive. He gets hooked, he gets taken out, but the members of CoN Artists trying to make their way onto the point, and foul play have decided to back away and give up the point. Taking that tank kill meant that they weren't able to keep presence on the point. And, well, they only managed to get 21% for their efforts, but that fight started off with Ark getting a double kill, so I'm surprised, really, that it ended up that way. But Checkers getting the reses through, and Sorglos actually getting a long-range kill onto his opposite Den Zenyatta. The res is committed, but the Transcendence will completely counter, or try to counter, actually, that Dragon Blade, but actually King Fluffy getting the dashes through. And, well, looks like CoN Artists managed to keep control of the point. They're aggressively holding in this building here, outside the point, trying to spawn camp almost. Colonel Wong committing that Primal Rage is now over. But ult-wise, the ult advantage is in favor of foul play right now, as they have that Transcendence available. And King Fluffy deflecting the shot of Arch actually being rezzed up, so gonna have to wait 30 seconds for another res. Masarai is nowhere near his Valkyrie, and He-Man actually getting a double kill there onto both the Winston and the Mercy, and he gets the triple onto King Fluffy as well. Sorglos is not one for this world, as he's the only one left, and the point flip does come through on the back of that, so He-Man actually getting that triple kill, opening up the fight with his Diva play. But still, the ult advantage is in favor of CoN Artists here, as they do have that Transcendence, they have the self-destruct to zone, as they try and get onto the point. King Fluffy taken very low, he has to dash away, but Colonel Wong also diving in now, and he's very, very low. The dash comes through from leftovers, he's killed, but immediately rezzed up. The self-destruct also committed, actually getting Kruth there in the back line. Res comes through onto Cassowary, and now Leftovers has got the Dragon Blade out. He kills Checkers, and Ark following up with the final blow onto Sorglos as well. Couple of kills late for CoN Artists to try and even it up, but the damage has been done, and the point control is all in favor of foul play right now, as they're aggressively holding onto this choke. They're backing away now, waiting for foul play is waiting. CoN Artists is waiting for the response to come through. They're through now. Colonel Wong diving, he's taken very low, he's discarded, he's very, very low, he's taken out, and the Dragon Blade is committed by King Fluffy. He gets the double kill, actually, so that evens things up entirely. And Kruth actually getting the kill onto Cassowary as well. That's going to be a reset for foul play. So very, very even fights back and forth, as 97% has been accumulated. That Tracer is Arch is just completely in the backline. He's taken out because he's in the middle of nowhere, really trying to do whatever he could in that backline. But the members of CoN Artists peeling away to try and deal with him. And now Kruth has got a kill onto Master Rai as well, so that could be crucial, because the Transcendence has now been popped by Sorglos. King Fluffy taking out Cassowary and Kruth, getting a nice headshot onto leftovers as well. So the kill feed is all red right now, and it's 99%. We're into overtime, and the members of FoulPlay can't come back. And yep, well, that's going to be the evening up of the scoreline for CoN artists. Sorry, I keep calling King Fluffy Luffy because I'm still getting used to these names. Sorry about that. That team has some of the most annoying mouthful. Some of the most annoying names that are just really hard to pronounce when you just look at it with a glance.
That team is just the most annoying team.
It is that's exactly what I meant. It is the most annoying team. Thanks for that, Munsky. I'm just trying to I look at the names. I look at the names with at the corner of my eye, and I see Luffy. That's what I see. I see King Luffy.
King Luffy.
King Luffy. It's King Luffy, man. We're One Piece now. All right.
Shh.
So go on to Ilios well, I believe, for our third round. And deciding round of Ilios. This will decide who wins this first map. Frost getting a very early kill onto the opposing Roadhog, and they're going to follow this up. Kruth getting the DMAC onto him as well. So that's going to have to be a reset, I think. Frost wreaking havoc there in the backline, just sitting there tanking all the damage. And actually crucial to note is CoN is playing that Orisa, but unlike our last game, they're actually playing the Ana for that burst heals as well. So I think this is a better choice because the Ana Bio Grenade will actually allow CoN artists to advance upon the enemy team despite having that stationary Orisa shield and having quite a defensive team composition playing around that Orisa shield. So the Bio Grenade will allow people to dive on. They'll be able to confirm the kills with Luffy's rockets. So this is a little bit better as we speak. The Bio Grenade comes out. Human's taken very, very low. And the Deadeye is committed to zone. Doesn't get any kills, but they're now ahead in the players on the point. And CoN getting a triple kill there at the end, finishing off those remaining members. The res comes through onto Sorgloss as well. Will ensure all the members of CoN artists are still alive for the next fight. You see, they do have an ult advantage as well. That Orisa ult is available. The Nano Boost is available for Sorgloss. And it looks like actually they're going to switch over onto their own Orisa. That is FoulPlay. Cassowary playing that one. And the Nano Boost is actually on to King Fluffy right now. The barrage comes out, but completely countered by the Transcendence and Leftovers with the counter barrage, getting the Orisa Bongo and also killing off Checkers in the process. Res is coming through from Master Raya as well, and there's a huge man advantage right now on the point for FoulPlay. They're able to snowball that into a team fight victory, and they're going to flip the point over, but really, if I was CoN artists, I wouldn't be too displeased with that. They managed to get a couple of ults out, and they managed to accumulate 95%. But unfortunately for them, the ult advantage is still in FoulPlay's favor. They do have that all-important Valkyrie available, and He-Man getting a double kill in the midst of it. That will spell the end of that push. They're gonna have to back away from that. Actually, they're going to commit the Valkyrie and res them both, so they're going to be going right in. Cassowary is completely isolated right now. He's very low, but he's getting healed up by Master Eye, who also has the Valkyrie available. King Fluffy, meanwhile, Kruth, out of nowhere, getting the double kill with the Deadeye. I think he came around that right-hand side and just popped it with no shields to defend. And King Fluffy finishing off the remaining members. The point does get flipped. And there's no chance for the members of FoulPlay to get back onto the point. And that will be a win for CoN artists on Ilios. And actually, is this going to be best of 5? I think it is going to be best of 5. So they haven't changed that rule. Apologies. I called that map a bit early. So 2-1. They do have an advantage on the scoreboard. They only need to win one more round to claim the first map of the tournament. Well, actually, I remember at the start of this game, I said CoN Wong was going to be a DPS player. I was completely wrong. He's going to be a tank player. He did play DPS last season, which is why I got confused. But Kruth with that McCree has been very, very impressive, definitely, for CoN artists. And especially with those flanking Deadeyes, he's managing to get a lot of value out of that ultimate. So we see they're going to be starting to fight in that room right now, just outside the point. CoN Wong is taken down with the help of that Discord orb, but immediately rezzed up. So there's an advantage right now for foul play, and they're definitely progressing it. Arch getting the kill onto CoN Wong, and Master Eye's res is the one that's not on cooldown. He uses it now to kill res up He-Man, and the Royal Eskimo kills King Fluffy as well. Very nice pick out of the air. And the first point capture goes towards foul play. CoN artists are going to be going around that left-hand side through the room, but Cassowary is there to try and deal as much damage as possible with that Kessler gun, so he forces the members back now. King Fluffy got taken very, very low there. He's lucky to escape alive. But the Transcendence is popped for Eskimo, so they want to do something want to get something out of this. But Kruth, meanwhile, taking out the Pharah. The res coming through from Checkers as well, and CoN Wong also following up onto that Zenyatta. Royal Eskimo is rezzed up, but now the Roadhog ultimate, the whole hog, is committed by Frost. He gets Cassowary in the end. He manages to kill off Royal Eskimo as well, so now it looks like this is going to be a team fight victory for CoN artists, and they managed to flip the point. So only 36% accumulated for foul play, and it's very back and forth. Both teams just being very scrappy almost in their fights, trying to get a pick and snowball that into team fight victory, but not really accounting for the positioning of some of the other members who managed to get 2 or 3 kills to answer back, and then the fight flips as we see CoN Wong aggressively diving in. He pops his Primal Rage now. There's no real targets available. Now there is, as they're all bottled up and waiting. And but King Fluffy spamming those rockets in as well in the midst of all that, getting the double kill. Checkers rezzing up CoN Wong as well. And they're going to be going to finish off those remaining kills. I'm not sure about that res, Matsurai. You are probably dead. He actually survives, and Kruth meanwhile finishing him off leftovers and Cassowary. Deadeye is popped, but Kruth is actually taken down by Arch, so this could be an opportunity right now because there is no res available, it looks like, for Master Eye, or he doesn't really want to do it. But no, looks like they're going to be waiting until he respawns. And they switched over to that Zarya now, actually, to try and get some more purchase on the point, get some more sustain in that composition. King Fluffy is taking that very low. He has the Discord orb on him right now, but he's being healed up by the Mercy. Attack Visor now coming out for Arch, and he gets King Fluffy actually in the end, and he gets Checkers as well. That's amazing, because Checkers had just used that Valkyrie, so getting no value whatsoever out of that ult. And the Primal Rage also out for Cassowary, knocking Solgloss off the map. Frost also uses his whole hog earlier on in the fight, it looks like. But he's taken down. That Zarya doing the trick really in the end, giving them a little bit of extra sustain and popping that tack visor in the back line, managing to pick out that Mercy and the Pharah both out of the air. And no value gained from Checkers on that Valkyrie ultimate. That's going to be a big factor going into this next fight, because the Valkyrie is up for Master Rai. Royal Eskimo is taken down, but I would expect Master Rai will resin straight up. Actually, the Concussion Blast takes Kruth off the map, and now Master Rai pops that Valkyrie. He-Man getting a couple of kills there at the end, and Royal Eskimo finishing off Frost. Checkers does res him up, but she's taken down in the process. And well, it's now a mad scramble for the members of CoN artists to get onto the point. They don't manage to do so. It's 90. They have accumulated 99%. They only need to win one more fight, but the time is running out, and the ult advantage is now against them. Frost has his whole hog available. King Fluffy has his barrage available at Kruth, uses the Deadeye to zone. He doesn't get any kills, but he manages to get some precious seconds off that clock. And Arch is being harassed during the middle of his ultimate. Master Rai is actually taken down, and Royal Eskimo and Arch actually do manage to get a couple of kills. Arch is very, very low. The barrage comes out for King Fluffy now. And actually, it looks like they're going to be able to flip the points. 99 to 99. Overtime is ticking down. I don't think there's an opportunity at all for FoulPlay to get back into the point. And they do manage to do it. That was actually quite unexpected how that fight went. But I really thought that Master Rai popping that Valkyrie would give them the sustain they needed to finish off the fight, because they had the better position on the point, as we see the flanking Deadeye come through, and very nice plays here from Kruth. Really nice headshots as well. But I really thought that that Valkyrie would be enough, but they managed to answer back with 3 kills when the members of FoulPlay dived in, and that allowed them to get the point flip in the end against all odds. So nicely played there by CoN Artist. And I think that means they took the map. So they took the map 3-1. And we will be going on to Escort or Hybrid now for our second map, and the map pick will be FoulPlay's, and they pick Junkenstein's Castle. Wait, what? They pick. I assume that's Eichenwald. Are we going to be going on to Eichenwald? No, the real map pick, it's going to be Hollywood. Cry. We're not going to see any Eichenwald. But Hollywood. Yep, Hollywood will be the map pick. And
Hollywood's
we
a
might
beautiful
see
map. What
some.
are you talking about?
Sorry, what?
Hollywood's a beautiful map. What are you talking about?
It is beautiful. I don't know. After that Reinhardt short, you know, I've developed a bit of a love for Eichenwald as a map.
Yeah, just a little bit. Aww.
We should do Dust 2. I concur, Master Rai. We should do Dust 2. There should be Dust 2 in it.
Ooh, away I go.
Well, Hollywood is another map where hopefully we'll see a Widowmaker or Hanzo. I'm just hoping. I was hoping. I want to see those headshots. I want to see the snipers. But we'll see whether either team decides to run it. They did run Widowmaker on Ruin, so chances are we will be seeing something. I'm sorry, King Fluffy. I don't. I've stopped calling you King Luffy. Don't worry. I have got the message. I have got the message. I think I only called you that maybe 3 times at the very start. King Luffy. King Luffy. I have to do a double take every time I say your name, because in my brain it's now King Luffy. So there'll always be someone in this team which I pronounce wrong, either Checkers or King Fluffy or whoever it is. I'm sure I'll find another guy as well later on. Fing Coffee.
I just started giving everyone nicknames, so like, you can't tell me I'm wrong because my nickname for them. So take it.
Oh my god, you just make up a name
like
for them. Just make up a name.
Make up names for a shit ton of people.
You can't tell me I'm wrong, because I choose to believe that this is your name.
Pretty much. Oh.
Well, I said I want to see those snipers, but it doesn't look like anyone's hovering over those snipers. I'm very disappointed, guys. I expected more of you. I want to see those Widowmakers. Wow, the popcorn machine actually makes... I never knew that. You learn something new every day. Well, if we talk about the compositions, at least the defense composition is pretty much set, I think, now. So it looks like it's going to be a very standard Korean dive comp with the addition of that Mercy as well for the new meta. So and that's going to be on defense. So it looks like they're going to be running a very aggressive defense. Actually, they're going to be doing some sneaky shenanigans. It looks... Oh, no. Hold on. They're going to be peeling back. Maybe not. Arch definitely wants them to join. Oh, maybe they will. Oh, maybe not. And, well, on the attacking side, actually, maybe Solglas will stick with that. No, I don't expect he will, but maybe he'll stick with that Hanzo. I do believe it's probably for a get an arrow to start off. As they don't have the healer actually on the field, and they may only run one healer. You're going to be running quadruple tank, sorry, with the Lucio. So take your page out of Nock's book here. Knock around this on King's Row. So quadruple tank with the Lucio as they're diving straight onto the point right now. And they managed to get Masarai with a brilliant hook from Froz. With the first 2 kills going towards CoN Artist. And they're going to snowball this. There's no way for FoulPlay to come back from that. And, well, very, very decisive team fight win there for CoN Artists. And they're going to get a very, very fast cap on point A on Hollywood. So, see whether any switches come through now. And it looks like, yes, Kruth will be switching out of that Widowmaker. He's heard my prayers. Switching to that Widowmaker. And there's switches on the side of FoulPlay as well. Arch is going to be on that McCree. Leftovers switched over to that Reaper. So they're going to go for a more defensive team composition. Not so many flankers coming through. And Kruth has got that position on the high ground. He has a Discord on him, but the Mercy is there. Damage boosting and he gets the nice headshot onto Arch, but he's rezzed up now. And He-Man is in the back line and being completely ignored actually as Frost pulls out that whole hog to kill off Cassowary. No Reinhardt shield is going to save you from that. And King Fluffy also getting the nice double Helix rocket onto He-Man and Master Eye. And well, they've got a huge advantage here. They're going to push this payload around the corner very, very quickly. This could be a very, very fast point B take as well if they manage to win the next fight. Kruth has a very nice position there on the high ground, watching the doors. And they got to be careful. There might be a headshot coming in right now as the hook comes down onto Cassowary, but no kills yet. Sound barriers pop, the Earth Shatter comes down, but I didn't quite see where it was. Actually, Arch getting a kill with the Deadeye there, and the Graviton Surge is also committed onto 5 members, but the Transcendence of Valkyrie will keep everyone up. I'm not sure about that decision to ult actually. King Fluffy popping the Tac Visor, getting a kill there. Actually, Kruth might be pulling this back, but no, he's taken out there by Master Eye actually at the end. Leftovers will finish off Solgloss as well. And as the Valkyrie expires, it's going to be a teamfight victory. They started trickling in there towards the end, and well, yeah, I'm not sure about that decision to grab. It seemed the team fight was pretty much lost already. Kruth was still alive. Very, very nice headshot at the Master Eye. Master Eye did not see that coming. He was trying to build up some ult charge by firing some pistol shots into the choke, but this is a huge opportunity here for CoN Artist as King Fluffy on that high ground takes that Leftovers as well, so there's no res available, and I think Cassowary is dead. He is. Master Eye is now back. He reses up Royal Eskimo, but with only 2 supports and a Zarya left alive, the whole hog will put an end to all of those hopes. And point B is taken very, very quickly by CoN Artist here. With 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock, Kruth being very aggressive, trying to get those stagger kills, doesn't manage to find one, but I've been very impressed with his Widowmaker play so far. He's very aggressive. The Zarya Shield will ensure that he can stay there for a couple more seconds, trying to pick the corners, trying to get that shot onto Royal Eskimo on that Zenyatta. But, well, As King Fluffy, actually, he's going to get an early kill on the leftovers. Not sure where that happened. I think he was on the high ground trying to spam some shurikens through this. The Earth Shadow will come down from Cassowary catching 3 members. Arch will finish off Kruth. But kills are being traded out now as Rez has also come through. Checkers has popped that Valkyrie. But the Transcendence will counter out that Graviton. And the man advantage is actually in favor of foul play right now, and they're pushing the members of CoN Artists back. But now the respawns have come through, and Frost does get Cassowary, who's a little bit out of position. The res comes through onto him. Zarya Bubble will ensure he's able to get out of there. But still trying to focus down Cassowary as fast as possible. Actually, he builds up an Earth Shadow, he pulls it out, catches 3 members. Arch will combo that Deadeye to get a pick, but King Fluffy, meanwhile, in the backline will get a pick onto Royal Eskimo, so there's a huge man advantage now for CoN Artists. They've corralled the remaining members into that corridor, and the whole hog will make short work of them as Frost gets a very nice hook onto the ulting Genji, completely denying any value from that ultimate, and in the end, 2 minutes and 41 is the time bank. Very, very quick push there from CoN Artists, only losing I think 2 team fights throughout the entire thing, so gaining that momentum with the quadruple tank on point A and just pushing it straight into point B, and then losing a fight in point C but managing to pull it off with that ult advantage and just better use of ultimates actually in the end as well. Cassowary trying to do his best. He got some nice money Earth Shatters towards in the middle of that, but there was no real follow-up. Arch tried to combo with the Deadeye a couple of times, but only managed to get 1 kill. By the time that happened, Cassowary had been taken down, and the remaining members of CoN Artists had collapsed on the backline of foul play. So it was nice ideas, but CoN Artists had the answers in the end. They get a very, very fast time. Well, it looks like we're going to see some cheese coming through from CoN Artists on the defense as well. King Fluffy is going to be on that Bastion. We're going to be playing the Ryan Zarya as well, and Kruth is going to be on the Reaper. And I actually like the Ana pick as well. So Ana especially on Hollywood or point A defense, using that high ground. It's very, very effective to keep those tanks alive, and especially if you're using the Bastion, if you're with the Ana nade and the Mercy heals, it's pretty much impossible really to kill him, especially if he starts healing himself on top of that. So on the side of foul play, it looks like they're going to go back to that dive. Actually, no, sorry, they're going to be playing Reinhardt. I'm going to be playing Reinhardt with the Genji. It's a bit of an old school. Actually, they're going to play. So this is going to be a bit of a slow composition, but no Zarya. So not something you usually see. The Reinhardt shield is going to go down very, very quickly to that Bastion, and they're going to back away and take the long flank around the left-hand side and try and make their way up, but they're gonna struggle actually against this Bastion. It's gonna be very hard to really dive on that without a Winston and a D.Va combination. And actually, the Reinhardt Cassowary makes it through into that backline. He gets a nice charge onto Colonel Wong, but Colonel Wong remains alive. Meanwhile, though, King Fluffy has taken out He-Man on that D.Va, and he takes out leftovers as well. He tries to dive in and get something done. Master Eye committing that res onto the leftovers. I'm not sure about that. Looks like the fight's pretty much over. And yep, it is. As He-Man is forced to back away, he's the last one alive. And they're gonna have to wait for respawns right now. But this Bastion pick is gonna be hard to break with the, as we say that actually, they're gonna switch over to the Zarya. So this makes it a little bit, sorry, no, I'm looking at the wrong team. Apologies for that. They're going to stick with the same composition. As we see a bit of a split right now. Kanawang and Krith on the high ground, and Checkers there to heal him up. But now they're going to be holding on the high ground of that cafe once again. Cassowary is completely out on his own, being healed up, trying to do what he can to the members of the lower ground. He charges in, but now the Nano Boost is on to King Fluffy on that tank configuration, and he immediately gets 2 kills. He gets a third with a very, very nice rocket up onto the high ground, onto Arc. And, well, that's the end of that team fight. Master Eye actually committed that Valkyrie as well there. Big mistake, because he's not going to have that for the next fight. The fight was pretty much already over the moment that Nano Boost came down, because they'd already got 2 picks there as members of FoulPlay tried to dive onto that high ground. So, really, that's good. I think they're gonna rue that. They're gonna rue using that Valkyrie there, because next push they're not gonna have that, and the Valkyrie is available for checkers. See, they're trying to make their way through the security room. They do speed boost. They've switched off into the Lucio, so they've speed boosted in, and the Dragon Blade is committed by leftovers, comboed with the Reinhardt Earthshatter, but Cassowary actually is the only one to get a kill out of that. Checkers rezzing up King Fluffy, and King Fluffy is still alive, dealing damage. But unfortunately for him, the Valkyrie comes out for Checkers, and well, it's not really enough. Kruth getting a couple of kills there as the members of FoulPlay are bottled up inside that cafe, the lower ground of the cafe. Unfortunately, Kruth is actually the only one left alive. Well, Checkers is still there as well, and Frost is now back on that Reinhardt. Leftovers dashing through Kruth to kill him, but the res comes through onto him as well. And now there's a huge man advantage for FoulPlay, so they should have this point right now. It's a pretty messy fight in the end, but yeah, there's. In the middle of that, actually, Soglas got a really, really nice sleep. So that's really what that's why I thought actually that the advantage was to CoN Artists in that fight. But actually, He-Man pulling out that self-destruct, getting a kill out of nowhere. Checkers does res Kruth up, but holding very aggressively. Nano Boost onto Colonel Wong right now. But he doesn't have that much charge. Now he's got a bit more. And do get a team wipe off it, so Cassowary will have to back away. And FoulPlay will have to wait for their respawns. But yeah, as we see, if we look at the clock, there's only 2 minutes left. So at this point in the game, when CoN Artists were attacking, they capped on their first push, so they had over 4 minutes to get to point B, but they're now stuck in a very awkward location as the Earthshatter comes down for Frost, and he immediately gets the kill onto the Baby Diva, and Colonel Wong and Checkers also following up to get leftovers. Now the rotation comes down, the sound barrier is committed. Members of FoulPlay turning around, they get caught in the Graviton Surge from Colonel Wong, who had flanked them completely, and actually they get 2 kills off that, and that should mean there's another reset. He-Man is being brutally staggered here on this high ground. Poor Baby Diva. Poor Baby Diva. Oh well, they're gonna have to wait another. Well, He-Man's now back up, so should be close to getting back onto the point. But time is quickly running out. Actually, they've only got 40 seconds left, so they're gonna have to hurry here as they speed boost in. Nice bio grenade onto He-Man. We'll delay them a little bit more, but King Fluffy is on the high ground. He gets the kill. The leftovers, and Kruth meanwhile has popped that Deadeye, gets the double kill. King Fluffy finishes off 2 more. And, well, I'm not sure if they can even really come back. They have 17 seconds, and they're going to have to hurry. They're going to switch to Tracer to try and trigger that overtime. Actually, he's waiting. He should get right onto the payload, and they're not going to get onto it. There's only 5 seconds left. I don't think they'll get onto it at all. No, they do. He-Man bravely boosting in onto the payload, so well timed in the end. The Earthshatter comes down, gets 2 minutes, but Colonel Wong was nano boosted, so he doesn't die. Royal Eskimo taken out, but Res'd up. The Valkyrie's out now for Masarai. And they do get some purchase onto the payload right now as the members of Con Artists are forced to back away. Checkers is in the middle of nowhere, but he manages to Guardian Angel out. So that was close. He gets taken down actually in the end. Masarai killing him with that pistol. The whole hug is committed by Frost, but not much is achieved. Actually, Kruth in that building getting the flanking Deadeye, getting a kill onto He-Man. The leftovers also popping that Dragon Blade. It's a bit messy right now as the fight is kind of happening in 3 locations at once. The sound barrier is also popped. And another nano boost out now for Sorgos is building those up in no time with Frost. Is giving him a lot of ult charge with those heals. And well, Archer's the only one really left alive now. The attack visor will confirm the payload will stop before it gets to the second point. And well, it was a bit messy, but in the end, the time they bought by running that Bastion on the first point, they managed to shut down FoulPlay for something like 4 or 5 pushes. I think it was 3 or 4 pushes actually. And as we see this brilliant rocket there onto Arch on the high ground. Well played by Team Mobile MVP Sorglos. Yeah, that's it. Sorglos' underplay was nutty throughout that entire map. And well, we're going to be going on to Assault now for our third map. And we'll see, I think the winner of the first map. So I think CoN Artists have the map pick, but I'm sure I'll find out very quickly if they don't. Map pick. Ask the admin. Really, I think what we're seeing here is both teams are quite closely matched, but there are some clutch performances by a couple of players that really pull it towards CoN Artists. CoN Artists are able to pull out those clutch performances, whether it's Kruth on the McCree with the flanking Deadeye, Sorgos with his sleep darts, or really Frost with the Earth Shatters. And they managed to pull it out in the end. Whereas FoulPlay are really struggling to get some cohesion behind their ult usage and get the consistent picks they need to pull off the victory. So CoN Artists managing to shut down most of what FoulPlay is doing right now. And the map pick will be Volskaya, looks like. So another map we haven't seen today. See some 8 inches jokes in the chat right now. I'm glad that meme is second. Oh my god. Yellow spray is pulling out the trash talk. Can anyone update me on the score? Someone please update me on the score. Yeah, what's the score right now? Yeah, that's what I thought. So, okay. Yep, I thought correctly. I just wanted to make sure because the colors are switched over right now, which is really confusing me. CoN Artists have won the past 2 maps. So, which means I think FoulPlay should have the... Wait, hold on. Map Pikachu is that? Wait, what? That doesn't sound right. Still trying to sort out the rules, apparently. Well, whatever the rules are, looks like FoulPlay will be defending. And actually, both teams are named Foul. Okay, there we go. FoulPlay will be defending and CoN Artists will be attacking. So, hopefully we iron out these issues before next, because no one has any idea what the rules are, it seems, regarding map picks. Yes, so thus it should be. VOD should be being saved because it'll be on the Twitch channel, the Twitch VODs, and I believe it'll be uploaded to our YouTube channel as well. So that looks like both teams are ready, so we should be starting very, very soon. On to Volsky Industries, FoulPlay defending. We'll see what they want to pull out for this match. We might see a bit more Widowmaker. I hope we see a bit more. Gotta get those Taimu-esque highlight clips. But Pharmacy also very, very strong on this map on attack, of course. And yep, the all-important Sombra. Looks like Leftovers will be taking that one. And well, it looks like if these compositions are pretty much locked in on attack, it looks like they are going to be playing that Pharmacy. So Pharmacy, as I said, pretty strong on this map on attack. They're going to be running the Lucio Mercy, so on 2CP, especially on Volskaya, where it's relatively difficult to actually gain an advantage on this first point on attack, especially when you have the two high grounds. A lot of teams decide to position themselves on both high grounds, and especially if the defending team runs a Sombra, it's often actually very difficult to gain an advantage. So running the Lucio will allow you to speed boost through these, I guess, corridors. It allows you to speed boost through the choke, allows you to speed boost through onto the high ground and gain a better position. They can even take a long flank around the right hand side, try and gain control of that health pack that the Sombra will inevitably hack. So the Lucio gives you a lot more flexibility on this particular map, although usually we would expect to see Mercy and Zenyatta being played. And actually they're going to be playing single healer, that is FoulPlay is going to be playing Mercy as their main healer with the Sombra health packs as their secondary source of healing. And actually CoN Artists are going to dive straight in through the choke into that room, and they're actually taking a lot of damage. Kruth does take out Royal Eskimo on that soldier, but Checkers' res will keep kind of Wong in the game, and they managed to snowball that into a team fight victory that was actually really aggressive, and it seems to have caught FoulPlay unawares, because it seemed like they were kind of setting up for a more flanking play, where they expected people to go off to that high ground on the left side or take the flank around the right side. They got completely caught unawares by the aggressive dive straight into that room. And as we see, Cassowary is kind of in the middle of actually Arch getting the crucial pulse bomb onto Checkers, and this could be a very nice defense here for FoulPlay, and it is. They're going to snowball that, and that's going to mean that CoN Artists will have to back away. Yeah, that bomb was amazing. And ult advantage is Actually pretty even, although there's 2 available right now. There are a couple that are going to be online before the next fight starts for CoN artists. As the dive comes through by Heeman, he's forced to back away as Frost dealing a ton of damage with those rockets. And the self-destruct is actually committed. That's a really well-placed self-destruct. It gets Eskimo as Kruth finishes off Master Rai with his Dragon Blade and gets leftovers as well with the dash reset. And well, that's about as well as a self-destruct could have really gone. Perfectly placed it so that it corralled all the members into Kruth's Dragon Blade and managed to get a kill with it as well. The EMP comes down from leftovers who's respawned, but he gets a rocket to the face. There's no real follow-up. And the whole hog is committed by Cassowary, trying to do what he can. Checkers has that Valkyrie up now, and that's going to be a capture. So actually a very, very fast time in the end. 5 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock. So that was a very, very nice play there at the end. They needed to, as Yellow Spray is pointing out in the chat, that's correct. They needed to go in for an early EMP when they're all grouped up there on the high ground. The Sombra could have thrown the translocator and gone in for an EMP, but instead what happened was, who was it? I can't remember who it was, but I think it was He-Man threw out a very, very nice self-destruct, got the kill, and also corralled all the members into Kruth's Dragon Blade, and he got an easy double kill there, as easy as you like, and that was the end of that. Well, we're going to be switching sides here now, and if we look at the compositions, they're going to be CoN artists are going to be running at Sombra as well. Very standard pick on defense, and well, there you have it. Arch is going to be playing that Widowmaker. So we'll see whether we can pull off some highlight reel-esque clips. And they're actually going to play Ryan Zarya as well, so no Lucio speed boost for the aggressive dive like CoN artists used on their attack, but hopefully the Widowmaker from Arch will be able to get some early picks, and especially if he gets the Sombra pick or the Mercy pick, that is the big one. And that should allow them to snowball the point. Well, they're going to be moving up straight onto the point now from the right-hand side. And Royal Eskimo is taken out very, very early. The res come through, but Frost charging Cassowary into that wall. And, well, that's going to be an unceremonious way to lose a team fight, I reckon, as He-Man is still alive, trying to do what he can, but the advantage is too much. And actually, I didn't notice before, but Kruth was playing Hanzo right now, so not something a little bit out of left field, but it's definitely working for him as they easily repel the first attack from foul play. And there's going to be a couple of changes. Cassowary is going to be switching over to that Winston, so a little bit more divey with the Winston Genji, trying to dislodge probably Sorgloss, who's on that soldier on the high ground. And Kruth's actually taking a sneaky position on the left-hand side here, and he's isolated and taken out. Colonel Wong takes that Arch, but there's 2 kills to 1 right now. Master Rai taking out Sorgloss with his pistol. The EMP comes down, but I think it's a little bit too late, and it didn't even catch that many members in the end. And really, they finish up the remaining members, and that's going to be a reasonably fast take for foul play as well. With probably it's going to be 2 minutes and 10 seconds or 15 seconds left on the clock, and Arch is going to be aggressively moving forward, trying to get a staggered kill. He doesn't find anything with the grapple hook. They're going to be moving through onto that high ground now. They're trying to protect Arch as much as possible for him to get those picks and turn around that Reinhardt shield. They're corralled actually into that right-hand side right now. The Transcendence comes down. There's a Dragon Blade. The Earthshatter comes down. He gets a nice charge onto Cassowary to kill him. But meanwhile, Leftovers is taking out Kruth in the background. And Serglos with a very nice shot onto him and will take him out. So it's still quite even. But the spawn time is, as you know, 2CP is favoring foul play right now. The Valkyrie's up for Master Eye, now expires. And Frost is now back. And Arch actually gets a crucial headshot on the Checkers. That could be huge. This could be their chance to snowball this fight. The Transcendence and the Graviton Surge committed, but no kills. And then the members of Con Artists are now pushing the members of Foul Play back. The Earthshatter comes down, gets one, and that's enough to secure the team fight. The Royal Eskimo resets by jumping off the map. And well, I thought that Con Artists had a bit of an opportunity there because they got the headshot onto Checkers, take him out of the game. As we say that, Cruz actually gets a headshot onto Master Eye, so Cassowary has jumped in, but I think he's going to have to jump back out, and probably all the way back to spawn as well. But no, they're going to sneak around. Bohemian gets hooked. Cassowary jumps onto Frost, but I don't think there's really much killing him. In fact, they're going to pop the Primal Rage. And now the Mercy is just back, so they've now got all 6 members. And they're trying to do what they can to Kona but Kona is just tanking all of this. They're building a lot of ult charge. Those Leftovers has that Dragon Blade available, and King Fluffy though is the one to pull it out. He gets Royal Eskimo immediately, and Kruth finishes off Cassowary and gets a very nice headshot onto He-Man. So there's a huge actually, the King Fluffy follows it up. I think that was a deflect onto Arch with the headshot, so very nice. Frost actually pulls out that that Earthshatter. I'm not really sure about that because it didn't really catch anyone, but they managed to push the members of Foul Play back once again, and actually reasonably efficient in the end. If Frost hadn't used his Earthshatter, I think it would have been a little bit better. But well, ult economy wise, Checkers does have that Valkyrie available, so that is the all important ultimate, and they do have Transcendence as well. Actually, Transcendence available for both teams, and Leftovers has the Dragon Blade, so see whether you can get anything done with that. As we see, Time Bank is already down to 2 minutes and 45 seconds, so they're not going to have anywhere near as much of a time bank. There's a very nice hook there from Kona Wong onto the Mercy, but she doesn't die, and now he's running for his life. He's taken down very, very low. He survives, actually. He immediately gets healing, so it's a very good idea. They're going to be pushing that with the Transcendence. A very nice charge onto Leftovers. He's rezzed up, and it's still very even right now. Positioning is better though for Foul Players. They've isolated Frost completely, and he's taken down to half health. He's now very low. They're trying to confirm the kill, but the Mercy's there to finish it off, and the Graviton Surge into the Earthshatter, the Chain CC, and the Dragon Blade. And if that's how, that's one way to win a team fight for sure. Comboing 3 ults there, and that should be a full cap for Foul Play. They don't have as much of a time bank, only 1 minute and 56 seconds, but in the end they did manage to get those all-important 2 points on the board. Means it will be going to extra rounds, and they have a chance to pull this map back. And really, that was a great Graviton Surge there that comboed into the Earthshatter and all too easy Dragon Blade for Leftovers.
I came in at a good time.
Well, this match is pretty close actually. So yeah, you did come in at a good time, Munchki. It's pretty close, but
I can tell.
but yeah, you know,
it still looks like it's in favor of King Luffy's team.
King
Oh,
Fluffy. King Fluffy, mate.
King
Mate, it's Fluffy, okay? The entire... You have no excuse. I've made a mistake for so long now. Like, I've been saying it wrong for so many times today.
Slowly trying to say it enough times that you just continue saying it wrong again.
You're trying to erase all this,
Erase all the hard work you've done.
all the hard work that I've done to try and say it properly, and imprint it into my mind as King Fluffy. Well, anyway, well, it's still these two teams are reasonably well matched, but CoN artists do have a bit of an advantage. I think there's a couple of players in CoN artists that are doing a stellar job pulling out the clutch plays to push their team over the edge. We see the members of FoulPlay actually going to be taking that long flank I mentioned around the right-hand side, trying to take the high ground. We'll see if the rotation comes through. Actually, a very nice hook there onto Leftovers, but he's left at very low health. He doesn't die. Surgloss getting the first kill onto E-Man actually, and Kruth will follow up. So I think this will have to be a reset, and it is. Master Eye and Leftovers jumping off the map. And a nice defense there by CoN artists. They read the situation, and really, I think that was the play that instigated that team fight win was the hook onto Leftovers, because he was completely isolated. He wasn't with his enemy team. He's taken down very low, then he had to back away, and then suddenly it was 6v5 on the high ground. We see members of FoulPlay moving around the left-hand side right now, coming down onto the point, which forces Frost and Connor Wong down. Cassowary times it perfectly and gets a very nice charge onto Connor Wong. He takes him out, and the Dragon Blade is now out for Fluffy. He gets 2 kills actually, and the Transcendence will ensure he stays up as well. So Frost finishing off the remaining members. And once again, a very nice and very efficient defense by CoN artists.
10 seconds
Surgloss doing a very nice job on the Zenyatta as well, getting a ton of damage down. As we see, overtime is now ticked up. They're desperately trying to get onto the point. The Valkyrie is out. Leftovers is rezzed up, but Arch taking out Checkers. That could be the game changer. Kruth actually, meanwhile, getting a double kill, keeping the fight alive. Arch takes out Frost. Colonel Wong has that whole hog going. The sound barrier, though, will ensure. Actually, he manages to push Cassowary off the map. So that's crucial. King Fluffy taking out Arch as well. And this could be a cap as he pulls out a Dragon Blade to finish it off. And sorry, this could be a defense is what I meant, as I got the teams mixed up.
Could
but either way, we see CoN artists defending the first point.
This will be a very tough defense for Foul. Only need to get one tick.
It's going to be very hard. They only have 1 tick to defend, and there's 5 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock. So, yeah, definitely have their backs against the wall here.
All the best to FoulPlay as they enter
Kruth
their last
with
one.
that Deadeye there at the end, completely changing things. He's been very good with his flanking Deadeyes. And well,
Who's been the MVP of this match so far?
well, according to Yellow Spray in the chat, it's been Surgloss, and I have to say, like his Ana play on Hollywood and his Zenyatta play on Volskaya is pretty amazing, I have to say.
I regret not being around for that. Ever so slight.
But I have to say, Kruth has also been doing a lot of work on his McCree, so
Let's talk a bit about FoulPlay's setup maybe, because they're doing they're choosing to go triple tanks and double big healer, which is very interesting.
You can mention
they're
that.
relying on Soldier.
We can mention that, or we can mention the 5-tank setup for CoN artists. The 5-tank 1 healer, once again, is exactly the same as what they used on their first attack. So we'll see whether it has, see whether it has the same
I thought
effect.
this was a joke setup. Oh,
The same effect that it did in the first time. They're going to come aggressively using the speed boost right onto the point once again. The dive comes down from King Luffy onto that high ground. And meanwhile, there's only 3 members on the low ground, so they're going to be focusing their fire, trying to take things down. The Royal Eskimos Bionade will keep teaming up. First pick does go the way of CoN Artist, but the res comes through, but now the picks are coming through for CoN Artist as they manage to break the defensive formation of FoulPlay, and now there's only leftovers left, and Royal Eskimo desperately trying to keep him alive, but no, they go down, and CoN Artist quite convincingly managed to take Gold Sky Industries, and they take a 3-0 score.
The real King Luffy really
King Fluffy, mate. Come on, mate. Come on.
King Fluffy was the probably the turn for that, because he delayed both healers on FoulPlay for about a good 5 seconds, leaving his team enough room to 5v2 or 3 for a good while and taking him down to half health. So when the fight earnestly began, CoN Artist just started with their foot forward. A little sad for FoulPlay.
Yeah, that's right. Like, he just completely separated out those 2 members that were on the high ground, completely isolated those 2, and meanwhile the rest of the team just killed the members that were on the low ground. There's only 3 left there, and the Mercy was trying to save the people on the high ground. So unfortunate, really, but very well played by CoN Artist. 5 tank setup. I don't know where they got that from, but Nock also played it earlier today, so it might be becoming meta. You never know.
Oh, can I play Ana again? 5 tank meta.
5 tank with Lucio, man. 5 tank with Lucio. You need the speed boost.
Lucio's fun as well.
You need the speed boost.
Yeah, speed boost is good.
All right. Anyway, I think that's it for our first week. So thanks to everyone for watching, and we'll probably be back next week with another 2 matches. So,
exciting games
from our 3K plus league. I don't know. We have to come up with a better name. 3K plus.
While I was looking through the different chats in the meantime, while waiting for my match to wrap up, looks like people are starting to get on board with the idea of calling it AAOL Pro. So...
AAOL Pro. All right, let's do it. AAOL Pro. You're now all pro gamers. You are now esport athletes. Okay. You can proudly hold your
budding esport athletes.
esport cyber athletes.
Cyber athletes.
We're all pros now. That's right. Sawglass has got the right idea. Anyway, I think that's it for us. We're going to be stopping the stream before we start ranting anymore. But yeah, come join us up for next week for 2 more exciting games from our AAOL Pro League.